Welcome, Helldivers. On today's episode of Thrash Tactics, I bring you the Gr-8 Recoilless rifle. Now, the Recoilless rifle is the epitome of old man strength come true. When I first unlocked it in Helldivers, it became my favorite weapon for the longest time, and I called it Carl. Now, Carl can do a great many things and take down great many enemies, but you have to feed it. And it takes just about 6 seconds to feed Carl. Now, Carl's a growing boy, and he eats high explosive rounds for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So when he shoots them out, they're going to do a heck of a lot of damage to the enemy. Now, when using Carl, you got to remember to account for bullet drop. That's about 200 meters away. So you're going to want to adjust to about the first ring, and then shoot it off. And just like that, you've taken out the objective from across the map. Oh, and if you didn't know, it does have a huge backblast that really does damage people, so try to make sure your friends aren't behind you when you fire this thing off. Great power, great responsibility and all that, right guys? Now, Carl used to be the OG bot dropper. One round, one drop gets taken out, and then you gotta feed it again. That's right, Carl's a hungry boy, and he's got an inner fat kid the size of that backpack. But it's okay, because he's got your back. If there's anything in front of you, he'll take it out. Now, there are stages when it comes to reloading Carl. The first stage is taking out the round, the second stage is putting the round back in, and the third stage is closing the lid. And you always want to remember to reload whenever you can, because you never know when you're going to have something else to shoot at. Also, you don't want to be in the front of the group. It's just not where you want to be when you're reloading this thing. Oh look! Extra surprises. Just remember what those old-timey generals used to say. Aim for the reds of their eyes! See? Like I said, Carl's always got your back. Now, if you're being chased by one of these Sculpture Hulks, just remember to get yourself some distance and either blow out a leg or blow out an eye. Either way, you're going to be able to take it out. Honestly though, the best way to take out a Hulk is with a little bit of teamwork. 2 high damage shots from a Helldiver is going to take that thing out, whether it's the Recoilless or the Quasar cannon. Now, I can't stress this enough. The power is in the placement. If you just shoot at it, you might not hit a weak spot and you won't get the most out of this gun. You really want to be sure about where you're firing it off. If you're going to kill one of the flying ships, you have to shoot it in the jet. It doesn't matter if it's the gunship or if it's the dropship. Shoot it in the jet and it'll go down every single time. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It's the only way that I've found to please the algorithm gods, and it would make me very happy. Now, not everything is going to be taken out in one shot though. Some things really do need 2. Like, if you're trying to take down a tank, or if you're trying to take down a turret, it's going to take 2 shots. At least 1 to the vent, and then 1 to the face, or if you can get it, 2 shots to the vent. Now, when you're fighting a tank alone, it's really not that hard. First shot, just get behind it, then climb on top of it, because it really can't do anything to you, and reload. I know, right? Who thought that griefing a tank was going to be so easy? Now, it doesn't need to be said, but I'm going to say it anyways. You don't need to waste rounds on light enemies. This is really for medium and heavy. It's going to take out a destroyer every single time in 1 shot. Now, the one exception is with those shield destroyers. If you aim at them, you're going to have to shoot them behind the shield. Otherwise, you're going to be firing off 2 rounds and wasting a lot of time. And nobody's happy with that. Especially me, when my job is to teach you how to Helldive and look good while you do it. No, we go for the 1 shot every single time. Oh, and here's something that I did forget to mention. Carl is a crew loading weapon. That means you can't have somebody pick up your backpack, and you can shoot this thing off way faster than you could have before. So instead of that 6-second reload that we just did there, all we have to do is adjust for range and then fire off while somebody else is reloading this thing, and it is fast. Here I actually had my buddy remind me, since it's so rare to have somebody actually help you out with it. Just remember to drop your backpack and let them pick it up, and then you can have your best friend load you up. So it normally takes about 2 shots to take each one of these things out, but look how fast he reloads you. It's like maybe 1 shot a second if you wanted to spam it. It's beautiful. Now, here I found a glitched Bile Titan, just so we could show you how fast it'll shoot off an entire backpack. DPS wise, I don't think any other support weapon puts out as much damage, as long as you have somebody buddy loaded. It's a little bit ridiculous. I just wish more people would help out with it. So let's move on to the bugs. Look at that. What a perfect specimen to just waste rounds on, right? Well, anyway, we're going to get back to that one later. Right now, we're going to focus on the charger. And most importantly, what not to do. You really don't want to aim for the butt because it's very inconsistent. You want to aim for the head. But you actually want them to start charging at you first. It makes it a lot easier to headshot them. Because once they've got their head down, look at that. 1 shot, and it's done. And we closed the bug nest. Not to toot my own horn, but I threw that one. Now this one, he honestly just made it too easy. He just stood there. But, once again, aim at the head, fire, and it's gone. And for these little guys, it's not what you want to waste these big ass rounds on. Oh, and if you were worried about those Goliath variants, it doesn't matter. 1 shot, 1 kill, each and every time. Now, again, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can definitely take out any of the weaker enemies. This thing will 1-shot a bile spewer like nothing else, so if you think the acid's going to kill everything around it, maybe it'll be kind of worth it. But the shower looks kind of cool. Now, against Bile Titans, it is between 1 and 3 shots to the face that's going to take this thing out. Sometimes, if you can perfectly land a round inside of its mouth when it's about to spit at you, you can get a headshot, a 1-shot. But it's really inconsistent to do that, and honestly, you're better off just trying to get it to do that melee attack, and then while it's stomping on the ground in a big hissy fit, reloading, and then firing off in its face. Because otherwise, you're just going to be running around waiting for it to spit on you constantly. Also, this should be the last shot to take it out. And it was. Look at that beautiful bloody mess. Also, be careful with their bodies. For some reason, they're really janky. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to say it's all sunshine and rainbows. You are going to be running away quite a bit, trying to get that little bit of time in to get to one of these reload checkpoints. That's really the only drawback with this thing, other than having like 6 rounds to shoot off before you need more ammo. But as long as you can reload the round and you place your shots well, I guarantee it's going to work out, because 3 shots will take this thing out. I damaged it earlier, so that was the last thing it needed. Doesn't it feel good? And that, Helldivers, is your masterclass on the Gr-8 Recoilless rifle. It's big, it's slow, it gets maybe 1 mile to the gallon, but it makes up for it in raw power. And maybe if you learn to get good, you can reload it with 1 hand too, just like me. Thank you for watching this episode of Thrash Tactics. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It's the only way that I've found to please the algorithm gods, and it would make someone very happy. And don't forget, have fun out there.